This podcast is an extension of the Purple Door, a nonprofit organization serving 12 counties in South Texas. Our mission is to empower the community and those affected by domestic violence and sexual assault to transition to a safe and healthy environment. Disclaimer: this podcast discusses topics sensitive in nature. Listener and viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome back to the Purple Door Podcast, a space where we open the door to tough conversations. I'm your host, Shelby Ledesma. Good to see you again, and I'm joined by two special guests today.
Hello, I'm Trenton Colon. I'm an advocate with the Purple Door. I've been working here for over 2 years now, almost 2.5. Excited.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Dustin Derricks and I am a hotline advocate. I've been with the movement for around 2 years now, and a little bit about me: I started as a resident advocate, working with our clients face to face almost daily, and now my current position is something a little bit different, working with more our phones, crisis calls, things along those lines, and yeah.
Great. Well, Trenton and Dustin, so happy to have you here today.
Thank you.
And tell me what you brought with you. I see you got some fun little stuff over there on your table.
You go first.
So today I brought with me one of my plants.
Oh,
I just
beautiful.
feel like I'm a really, really big plant parent, and for me, I feel like plants give a really, really big, great message. A lot of messages really that I kind of carry with me into my work almost. A lot of messages about like growth, resilience, patience is a really big one. This is my lovely philodendron Rio, and she's super beautiful and I love her, so I wanted to bring her off and show her off for y'all today.
What's your favorite plant? Do you have one if you had to
I would
choose?
say definitely like this species, the philodendron. There's so many different like kinds, and there's so many different like textures of leaves, different colors, different like, they all look so different and so cool, and they're super easy to care for too, so super nice.
That's good. All right, Trenton.
Patience is a virtue that I'm working on. I'm asking him to set me up and start me on the plant life, because
Yes.
it adds a lot
surely.
to the home,
Uh-huh.
and like it's
It
a thing
does.
that probably is like enriching as a hobby. So I'm looking for more of that.
Yes.
I brought with me a blankie because I get cold, and a mug that my girlfriend made me. We went to a place where you can cast like pottery plates and things like that, and she just killed it. This
It's
is really
so
cute.
great.
It's adorable. Like
Yeah.
these little like dot pastel flowers. I'm like, that's really cute. I made a Winnie the Pooh mug because I love Winnie the Pooh, and it's cursed. It's so cursed. It looks so ugly, but she loves it anyway.
Oh, of course. Well, that's starting you on your plant journey, right? You got
Right,
some flowers
exactly.
there
There we
that,
go.
should
I'll
stay
stick
alive.
to the fake ones for now.
Me too. Great. Well, thank you very much. So today we are getting into something kind of fun. We have red flag, green flag, yellow flag. And you guys have your flags over there.
I'm ready.
So
Yes.
we're going to see what you think and what you at home think as well. As a disclaimer, you may have experienced something like this situation. The situations we are going to discuss today are all hypothetical, kind of made up, but based on our experiences in this movement and things that we do see, things that are kind of common, things like that. So again, these are hypothetical. They may relate a little bit to you, or you may have something to add to that. So feel free to throw that in the comments, but we are going to get started. All right. Trenton, Dustin, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Moments of truth. Flags are up. Let's see what you think. Okay. So, first situation. You tell your partner, boyfriend, or girlfriend that you have a lot of stuff to get done today. Work, school, errands, whatever that may be. During the day, you notice your partner is texting you more and more. Double texting, triple texting, even calling you multiple times. But you're very busy. What kind of flag would we throw on this one?
This is a nuanced one.
I think instinctively,
got it.
my mind just goes to red flag.
Instinctively that is a red
Okay,
flag.
let's expand.
So for me, it's more so maybe not leaning onto the side of like an abusive behavior just yet, but it's kind of the signs maybe you're pointing towards there. It's making the person kind of maybe have to feel on edge. It's making them kind of feel like they're going to have to defend their answers in a way and kind of give so much context, a bunch of explanation. They feel maybe they won't be believed on certain things. And, that's never a good position for somebody to feel like they're kind of having to defend themselves and justify their actions. And there's no telling, maybe the other person isn't going to receive that very well and could just be kind of like a downward snowball effect from there.
Like, I think, especially on the advocate side, seeing a lot of these relationships and where the issues began to occur, little things compiling, and it's all from this trust component in the relationship. Little things will build up over time, and it's small behaviors like this that were the telltale signs that my clients will come into the office saying, I should have known from this way back when, but it's only clear in retrospect, which is why I think we have to be very mindful in relationships in general to kind of see these things and approach them with mindful caution, because this can be cute, whatever.
I like that,
Your
mindful caution.
significant other wants to, make sure you're okay, make sure you're getting home from work safely. I know we were talking about that one time, sharing locations, you know what I mean? Or keeping tabs,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Keeping in touch throughout the day can be nice. It can make you feel wanted and important and validated in a relationship.
Yes.
But especially if you've communicated, I'm super busy today, I've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Already kind of setting the boundary.
Well, and I
Right.
think, too, we don't know in this situation what the context of the messages were. For example, if my husband sent me 3 heart emojis, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
no worries,
Cute.
right?
Yeah,
You can triple
yeah.
text me. I'm not bothered. Talk to you later. But if it's what are you doing? Why didn't you answer? It's been 2 hours now. It's hey, we already talked about this. Everything's good. Differences, right?
Yes.
Or if my sister double texts me, no worries. I'll get back to it. It's not a big deal. There's a lot of things that could depend, right?
Yeah.
What
For sure.
stage of the relationship are you in? Is this a normal behavior? Oh, it's hard. You got to evaluate it, right?
There are for sure instances where in my relationship right now, I'm in full-time school, we're both working full-time, we have
Yeah.
a baby,
Yeah.
there's so much going on that she might need to text me for.
Right.
It's context dependent for sure. But I've also been in relationships in the past where I've established hey, I'm going to be in class all day, heading straight to work after that. I'm sorry if I won't get to talk to you much today. Do love you, do miss you, all that. And then they kind of still don't accept the boundary and will test it. And that's where you start to feel a little bit violated as a partner, and it can lead to further abusive behaviors down the line.
Kind of circling back to what you were saying earlier too, a lot of clients that I get kind of phone calls about not about, but from, or people that come in that are seeking services. One of the big things for them is the confidentiality with the agency, because they're so worried about that person that is going to be somehow finding out about them receiving services because of them constantly monitoring every single little thing that they're doing, every single little thing that every place that they're going, who they're talking to, the things that they're doing. So kind of like Trent was saying, if it's it maybe start off seeming this is cute, this is something that makes me feel very wanted, but I could just kind of escalate down the line into something that does become a more abusive behavior.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, agreed. Thank you. Okay. Next one. Let's see what we think. Flags ready?
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. This one says, a month into a new relationship, so 1 month relationship, your partner asks you to share your location with them. So I think this is piggybacking a little.
I'm saying.
All right. So asked you to share your location. Initial thought.
I think yellow flag.
Okay.
I'm saying red initial, that's gut reaction.
Okay,
And then obviously
okay.
we can add the nuance.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I say yellow mostly just because the timing of everything. 1 month I feel maybe is a bit hasty, just depending on for your own. Everyone has their own everyone's relationship is different for themselves and things along those lines. But for me personally, my boyfriend and I, we've been dating for around 6 years now, and I don't have his location. It's not really it's not
I don't
something
have my
that ever
husband's location.
it's just not something that's ever kind of come up for us. So but it's kind of maybe I've thought about it every now and then, but it's more so something that I would think about for just kind of his safety, kind of what
Situational?
Trenton was saying earlier. Thinking about and be like, he's coming home from work and I'm like, he's taking longer than normal, things like
Yes.
that. I'm just checking
I
to make
agree
sure
with
that
that.
he's
Yeah.
on his way, things like
Right.
that. But like maybe like 1 month in, you're still very new to the relationship. You're still kind of feeling things out. And so jumping to kind of already like, where are you 24/7? I need to know that kind of information, like where you're at, what you're doing
Yeah.
is a little bit like, maybe a little bit like, but if it could more so just the person kind of, hey, like, I just trying to see, like you're safe,
Got
this kind
home
of stuff.
safe.
Like,
Well, there
nice.
are options, and correct me on this, 'cause I'm not super up on the tech side of how that works. There are options where you can just share your location for a time.
yes,
right?
yes,
Like
yes.
I've done that trying to find people. Like I'm pinned here or whatever. Like find
Yeah.
me. So if we're doing
So if it
something
was-
and it's like I want to make sure you got there, or you're going on like a work trip or
Yeah.
this kind of thing. Like I
Right.
could share it for a time. I guess there's
Yes,
differences.
yes.
There's
Like
lots of
maybe,
situations.
maybe like if it was like, oh, we went out for a date and something. We've been dating for a month. We went out for a date tonight. It's like, oh, can you share your location with me until the end of the night tonight, so I know that you made it home safely after we leave.
Yeah.
That is
That's
something
sweet.
I would totally understand. But
Yeah.
more if it was like along the lines of indefinitely. That's where I would kind of be like leaning more towards just straight red flag.
Yeah.
Just straight red
I
flag.
think
Yeah.
the nuance in this situation comes from also a big thing is lifestyle. Like, so with me
Okay.
and my current girlfriend, dating for a year, recently shared locations with each other indefinitely because we're co-parenting, and she specifically works at bars, and she has had experiences in the past where she's been followed out. You know what I mean? She wants to make sure she gets to her
Believe it,
car
yeah.
safely. I know when she gets out so that I can monitor that. That way nothing happens. It's a safety thing.
Yeah.
Something that a lot of women have to like keep in mind. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just generally navigating the world.
Yeah.
So there are concerns like that. Obviously, it can be very convenient co-parenting, making sure that the baby got dropped off, y'all are in the car, and nothing
Right.
happened.
right.
I've also had experiences though in the past where my location was used against me. Like I go out and grab a bite to eat. I like to go to the movies alone. I do that. I don't
I
know.
could never.
I love it.
I just
I
I can
love
barely
to go to the movies
I
alone.
can barely go to the movies in general. I need to move around, get up, and all that kind of good
Right.
stuff. Go to the bathroom and not worry about missing stuff.
It's
So
my-
You're a home
it's my
movie
thing.
yes, very that.
But like, so
I love
let's
that.
say like 2 years ago, right? I'm catching a movie on the weekend. Significant other is working. They check my location, see I'm at the theater. They use that as like information to assume that I am there with someone because there's no possible way I went alone, or there's no possible way I went to go get my favorite ramen from a place alone. I must be out on a date with somebody. They'll keep these tabs and use that as a way of like promoting guilt throughout a relationship. And then down the line in that
Yes.
relationship, I started to be afraid to, I guess, exhibit certain behaviors or do certain things that were enriching for me because I don't want to upset this person. And it's a means of control that is very
Yes.
subtle at first
Make 'em-
until it ingrains itself in you. And then
That
you
is
stop
a great
realizing
example, Trenton. That's really a great example of that. Not realizing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That seems kind of like small, but then it just
Right.
really evolves and can change who you are. and that-
Seriously.
taking it and
That's-
weaponizing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think it really depends on kind of the reasons behind. I mean, locations, there are so many good things about that technology and so many scary things about that
Yes.
technology
Yep.
as we see in the work that we do. Especially like Dustin, when you mentioned like indefinitely, I really thought about that because man, you could share your location with somebody and then maybe you forgot you shared
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Like
Like
someone you're
I'm
not in
thinking I would
communication
probably
with.
forget, like it just life is busy, or you're just assuming that maybe this new person that you went on 2 dates with has pure intentions, but unfortunately we don't always
They
know
could
that.
be outside your house at 3 in the morning. Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's scary to think about sometimes.
With our clients, like when they come into shelter, it's a big thing because most people,
Yeah.
they don't remember that they put that on their phone.
Yes.
All of a sudden,
yes, that's a great point.
the offender's at the shelter, or they
Because
found
they
them
found
in their
it.
new location. So we have to tell them as soon as they come in, like, you don't have any location services on your phone that like they might have access to. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even like Snapchat has it.
Yeah.
360.
Snapchat,
Your text
yes.
messages have it. Facebook has a version of it. Like,
Yes.
it's
Or the
ingrained in
pictures
like.
that you put. I mean,
They're
thinking about
geotagged.
geotag. I remember when geotagging came out, I thought it was so cool, and then started to see things as I got older, thinking, oh. Yeah,
A little
not
dangerous
the best
almost.
idea, right?
Yeah.
And I remember initially thinking about it with people talking about like your home getting robbed, like when you're, but more likely right?
Yeah.
About the more on the abuse side.
Yes.
More likely that would be the case. I don't know the stats on that. Don't quote me.
No, yeah.
I mean, hello, but I remember that being a thing, and it is really a thing still. But yeah, man, there's so many ways. And we also have talked about in our work and trainings and things like air tags and
Oof, that's
giving
so scary.
phones to kids, right? People who have to co-parent with an abuser, and okay, well, the kid has a phone, which of course you want them to have a phone. You want to be able to talk to them, but
Right.
you can have so much access
Slippery
on
slope.
that. I know you guys did that a lot with your safety planning talks, right?
Yes. That's one big thing that we go over with them is just making sure, they understand. Like we were kind of discussing earlier, the limits of the confidentiality and
Yes, right.
for their safety, for everyone else's safety, those kinds of things. Things like FaceTiming isn't even allowed inside of the building.
There's
that kind
Right.
of
so
stuff.
much
Right.
information that someone can get from your online footprint. Like clients, I think we really have to impress upon them when they are coming to us for like safety planning that they need to be probably more careful than they think.
Yeah.
A picture with one indicator on the
Over-caution.
wall, right? Like let's say something says purple door behind me, or it says blah blah blah.
Yes.
A Wi-Fi code, or you're in an area that the offender might recognize. That gives them everything they need already.
You're
Anything
at like the
geotagged.
Selena
Exactly.
Memorial.
Or
It's
you're-
like, okay,
Everybody knows
you're
where
at
that
least in
is.
the downtown area.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they will work hard to make that information
Absolutely.
work. They really seriously will. So digital footprint is so scary. I feel like this is a whole other podcast we can get into.
We could go on. Well, thank you for sharing that knowledge. I think it's really important to consider and definitely agree. There's a lot of things that go into this, right? So it could be red or yellow flag. I would agree with that. Okay, next one.
Okay.
Ready. Okay, this one says your partner asks for space to think and process after you have an argument. They don't tell you why. They just ask for space. That's
That's a green
Honestly,
flag.
green
for me.
flag.
That's a green
Like,
flag for me.
yeah. And the only thing I could possibly see is maybe just not explaining why, but they're not entitled to that at that moment, especially after like if they need some time to kind of process and
Like-
figure out what they're needing to say, what they're needing to articulate with their like from their thoughts into their speech and everything like that. Maybe they can't necessarily speak to you right now, so give them just a little bit, and that's for the better of everything. If it was maybe just a heated moment that everyone's feeling a lot of emotions and everything like that, take a step back, think, breathe, be able to really get right with yourself and figure out what the root of everything is before you're able to kind of come back and reassess and reevaluate how to move forward with everything.
Yes, I think like it's a big component of like a lot of abuse relationships where like the offender is never going to give you the space and afford himself the space or themselves the space to empathize with your situation and put themselves in your shoes. It takes work to do that. People in an emotional state might not come to that understanding immediately.
yeah.
And if you can empathize with your partner, which you should be doing in a relationship, and trying to afford fair perspective and see things from their perspective, I think that's a healthy way to go about anything.
100%. That was so well said.
Like,
Yes.
man, in so many instances, like when like especially physical violence, when that happens, it's in that heat of the moment situation where no one had
Yes.
time to separate. They weren't given the opportunity to separate, gain safety, talk themselves down, understand what they actually need to do to proceed healthily. So this is all green flags for me. The only way that I could see it being like sort of in between is if someone makes a habit of, I guess, asking for the space and then not using it to reflect. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
it's
not
it's
circling
Very
back.
good point.
It's avoidance.
Yes.
Yes,
You know what I
yes.
mean?
Yes, I was gonna say that was also my comment is I think it's incredibly healthy to do that, but that does not mean you
Right.
just
Escape
Just
past
at the issue.
leave it and then it doesn't exist anymore. And that is a fine line. I know in my own personal relationships I am not this person, right? I want to talk to you about it, not in another way. Like I want to talk it out. I want to talk it out
Right.
right now. I want to let's talk about it. Let's say all the things, and my husband is not that way. He is this person who's like,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to be like, that's okay. That's okay, and that is a healthy thing, and that is a good thing.
Right.
But then we had to come to a compromise. I was like, hey, that's cool, but we got to come back around.
Yeah,
We gotta come back.
And I need to talk about it. So we do both things, and that is work. But we really
Right.
had to work that out in the beginning because I was like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this
I need to talk about it right now.
and
What are
he
the
was
answers?
Like, I don't want to talk to you. And so but those are yeah, you have to do that, right? Whatever
Yeah.
relationship, and whether that's a friend or a family member,
Definitely,
or I think
definitely.
when you get a little bit older and you learn like how your parents communicate, and you
Yes.
see it, and you're like,
It all starts to click.
this is what they're doing, and so now you're like, okay, let me think about that.
Yeah, for sure. Like there are attachment styles and personality types and all sorts of like factors
Yes.
in individual people. So I mean, like weigh it based on what you know about your partner. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
If you-
yourself.
and yourself, definitely. Like take care of yourself and proceed in a way that's healthy for you, but also try to be mindful of your partner. We need to accommodate both people in
Yeah,
a relationship,
yeah,
regardless of
absolutely.
if it's romantic or personal, family, whatever.
Me personally, I know that I was definitely before the kind of person that we were just saying, like, that would be like, I need space, but then would like kind of be very avoidant and kind
Yeah,
of
like you've worked it out in your head, and
and then I was like, okay, yeah, literally.
I'm good. We're all done now.
Everything's fine now. We're good. But
so good.
it was definitely a learning process kind of as I got older and kind of did a lot of, we were saying, like reflecting with myself and reflecting with like my partner and his attachment styles, the way that he processes things and that kind of stuff. And just kind of learning that that's definitely not the way to have a healthy relationship, is not necessarily communicating the things that you're feeling, the issues that you may be having with one another, even if it's something that isn't like easier, like nice conversation to have.
Sure.
You know, that might be one of the things, is like you're scared to say what you are feeling. You're like scared that it's going to hurt the other person's feelings.
Right.
You're scared that it might cause even worse problems, you know, but you just got to say what you got to say, and it's better than keeping things bottled up and creating more problems that there were there to begin with as well.
Absolutely agreed. Okay, next one. Flags up. Here we go. This one is your partner always looks at your phone, reads your text, gets on your social media and goes through it, looks at your phone calls, basically anything like that on your phone.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Kind of just, yeah, pure red flag. I feel there's not really any kind of like Texas
room
was saying,
with
like
that.
not really any nuance in the situation or any redeeming contexts or anything. It's just kind of, why are you feeling the need? I feel like maybe it might be something that's definitely stems from a past trauma,
Right.
or a past experience that they've gone through, that they maybe feel the need, they feel that interest, and just that they need to kind of verify. Or something as well maybe is projection. They've done something as well that
Yeah.
is negative, and they're needing to validate their feelings by trying to like quote unquote catch you in like doing something. And there's just so many different things, but they're all negative, I feel.
I feel like the big thing is like that person probably has been made in the past to feel punished for trusting someone. And so this is
Sure.
a learned behavior, something that they've picked up and acquired through like normalization. But as a partner, right, which again, like the basis of any relationship is like just a level foundation of trust.
Yes.
You're made to feel really horrible as a partner. Like, what am I doing that makes you think you should look in my phone? What am I doing? Like, oh my gosh, I might not be sufficient as a partner in the way I show my love and communicate with you. So it's very easy when someone is like taking your phone and looking at your likes and your whatever, who you're friends with, and feel as a partner like crap. Like, I'm probably not doing enough to like reassure this person.
Yeah.
This is probably my fault. I've been in that situation. I keep bringing up freaking, oh my
That's
God, it sounds
okay.
like I've been in like only toxic relationships. I've been in great relationships, but like I've been in a relationship where, you know, I had high school friends. I'm friends with a lot of girls, okay? Like as like actual friendships. And I don't really make a habit of being friends with my exes, but there are like a couple from like middle school, right? Where we're friends, we reconnected. I respect these people. These are relationships I'd like to maintain. And then, you know, down the road, I'll be made to feel very guilty. I'll unfollow people that I genuinely am friends with. You know what I mean? To kind of appease this relationship and avoid this bigger issue, because I've been made to feel like, oh, you're right. It's probably like I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I mean? It's so easy to like kind of rewire someone into thinking they are in the wrong.
Yeah, it really is. And I think agreed 100%, just red flag no matter what the reason is. Like in terms of just looking through stuff and always having to check. I think if you're getting to that point, whether you are the one checking or your partner is asking that of you, there needs to be an evaluation.
Yes.
Seriously.
Like,
What's going on here? Whether someone's at fault, sometimes not. It could be that kind of trauma response of like, this happened to me in the past. I won't be made a fool again. I get it.
Yeah.
And maybe even not in a relationship, maybe even just like a close, trusted friend, family member they've had some kind of negative experience with, like Jen said, just some kind of something to do with along the lines of trust and it being betrayed.
In those situations, right, let's say I'm the partner who feels like I really don't trust my significant other right now, and I'm at the point where I feel the need to want to look through their phone. That's the point where I'm like, okay, maybe that's not the answer. Maybe I have the conversation with my partner like, hey, I feel incredibly like insecure in this relationship right now. Maybe this, and this behavior are making me feel like I can't trust you at this moment. Can we, like you said, reevaluate, kind of level things out? Explain to me, like maybe like let me explain to you why I feel this way, and then allow you to respond. And if we can't break past that, and you don't feel safe in your relationship, that's you know what I mean? What are we doing?
So I think we've kind of mentioned this as a universal theme, but like, you know, in a relationship, no matter what that is, and that's something that I've learned too, just even with friends and family, this happens, but especially with a romantic partner, you still have your autonomy. You are a person, like Trenton, you say, I want to go to the movies by myself.
Yeah.
You should always be able to do that. You are your own person, right?
Yes.
So if I want to watch, I don't know,
Spider-Man.
cake baking videos on, or Spider-Man, or whatever on social media or anything like that. I watched that. What is that? That hoof.
Oh my God, those are
cow
amazing.
hoof.
The cow hoof cleaning.
Oh, I kind of like them.
Okay, that's
good.
like a thing, right?
Those are so good.
My husband thinks that's weird. That's okay. I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna watch them. I'm still gonna enjoy them.
Right? I love it. Shout out. But I can do that. Like, that's not a big deal, right? Or if a friend from high school likes my post or does a catch up, that's also fine. And maybe I share that with my partner, or I don't, but I'm my own person. If, if there is nothing that is an issue, then it's not an issue, right? You're looking for issues sometimes that may or may not be there. It's not to say it's wrong, but I absolutely agree with, is looking through that person's phone really solving whatever problem you are having or feeling, or whatever emotional distress you are in? Does looking make it better?
No, it's like you said, it's like going into it looking for a problem, like looking to create some kind of bigger issue and kind of
what you're looking
expand things more.
That only like furthers the environment of distrust in the relationship already. And like in a relationship, I don't see why anyone would really want to stay if they don't experience that safety that is meant to come with these relationships, whether family or romantic. That's just a point where we reassess and think maybe this isn't where I should be.
Absolutely. Ooh. All right, I'm throwing one in for you guys. It kind of goes with what we were just talking about.
Okay.
But your partner is still friends with their ex romantic partner.
I think yellow flag.
Yellow, right? It's highly dependent for me.
Yes, very, very. It just depends on, I mean, you probably will never fully know every in and out and all the details and everything about your partner and that other person's relationship and every single how they interacted with each other whenever they were genuinely together and all that kind of stuff. But if they tell you, you know, hey, we ended in an okay place, we never, you know, it's been a long time, we don't have any kind of romantic feelings for each other, it's just part of the reason maybe we realized that we didn't work out is because we just have more of a friendship rather than a romantic connection, things like that, you know. And if they are being honest with you and truthful and coming to you in that way and letting you know, like, this is what's going on, this is my relationship with this person, being straight up and honest with you, then I would take it at face value, you know, like just don't necessarily like try to find things that aren't there into it, because that's whenever it starts to maybe lead into the, like, you're going to want to check their phone, you're going to want to look through their messages with that person, and it's just going to spiral into something even worse.
Seriously. Like, and I think a big component of it too is like, I'm friends with a lot of my girlfriend's friends, right? I would like to know who she enjoys, and I like to meet these people, celebrate their birthdays, go to events with their friends and stuff like that. If in this instance, I'm being like separated from that other person. You know what I mean? I think that's where it can get sketchy. Like it seems like, oh, she only hangs out with that ex like on their own
When
time.
you're
I've never
not
met
there.
him.
Yeah.
You know, I've never met him. She's never told him about me. She'll like, you know, I've had this happen in the no, like
Red flag.
and I've had this happen in the past, and I fully took it at face value, right? Because I want to afford that trust to my partner. Okay. Sure. But it was a lot of that where like you would never tell me when you were hanging out with them. What you know, you wouldn't bring it up unless you absolutely had to. You would use like gender neutral pronouns when referring to who you were hanging out with. And I was like, who were you hanging out with? And then that's where those thoughts came in. Like I've been to a place where I've wanted to look through the phone. Okay, I've been there, but acknowledging going to therapy. Go to therapy, everyone, please. Or if you can. Acknowledge that's not going to solve anything. Talk to your partner. Let them know like, hey, I would love to meet this person. That would make me feel so good about this.
Yeah.
I might love that person. They might be so cool. Like I have a relationship from middle school, right? Which is like nothing, middle school and high school, where I dated this person. Now they're my best friend, right? Like genuinely best friend. They found out they like girls. So like it's not even on the table, people. Like, and you know, my girlfriend currently is fine with that. Other girlfriends have not been. You know what I mean? It's just navigate that situation, but like try to do it in a way where you're including your partner. You know what I mean? If you have a friendship with your ex that you want to maintain, like navigate that in a healthy way with your partner. Be upfront about it. Be transparent.
Let's
you know
set
what I mean?
yourself up for success, right?
Yeah,
like, having those like secretive things or feeling like, well, I have to keep this separate, or they're definitely not going to be cool with it until you talk with them about it. You don't know.
That's huge because you might assume like, oh, I really don't want to approach this. I feel like it could be like kind of an explosive topic.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it's just best if I don't, you know what I mean, bring all this to light. Maybe it's best if I keep it a secret, but that will almost always blow up in your face.
I would also like to just kind of make sure as well that like the other person, their intentions are also the same. Like the other party.
The exes.
Yes.
That
agreed.
they're on the point of just they're like
if they're trying to win you back the whole time.
Yes. Then it's kind of like
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it turns into Hallmark.
No, a Twilight situation. Please,
yeah.
no.
Okay, very cool.
I didn't think about that. That's kind of hard to navigate as well, because how can you ever really confirm anyone else's intentions?
I mean, it's not necessarily like, you can't be like, tell your partner just like, hey, make sure they don't like you, you know, but like, make sure they're still not into you.
Right, like trust your partner to be able to separate if they notice that.
And then you, right, like if it were me and, I'm friends with this ex person, but maybe I notice this ex is trying to rekindle something, that is my responsibility to squash, right?
Yeah.
So like, you got to take responsibility for that. It's agreed. It's tricky. It can go either way for sure. Okay. Well, let's dive into it a little bit more. So for you all, and I will share some as well, what are some just off the cuff red or green flags that you have for a relationship? Now, this could be any kind of relationship. I'm not partial to anyone, but any ones that you're like, this is a hard red or green flag.
Oh man.
Immediately for me, huge hard red flag, being like unkind and ugly to like animals and even like kind of like insects and stuff like that. I know it's crazy, but like maybe like not like bugs for some people, but like spiders and like things like that. Like people that are just so insanely, like I understand being freaked out by them, but like people that are just so like innately like ugly to them, like just like go out of their way to be cruel and stuff and just not treat them with kindness is so crazy to me. And just such a like, and it's like you see a lot of people say that like with behaviors like that with people that mistreat animals like purposefully and that kind of thing, that is just kind of like leads to more aggressive behaviors like towards humans and more in the end. So that's something that I'm like, anytime I see something like that, I'm like, nope, sorry, can't really be affiliated with that.
Oh, like, okay. I was going to say one about myself. Is that the question?
It can
a red
be
flag that
anything.
I've been trying to work through.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if it's a red flag. It's a behavior I don't like about myself, right?
Okay.
Like, and for a long time, my therapist revealed it to me. It's like I sort of lead with like a main character, like my values are inherently the foundation of like correct values, and you know what I mean, and I'm gonna navigate the world based on that. So like if there's a belief that I have that I'm really firm on, I will hold other people to that belief even though they have different life experiences and I've gained different beliefs through their life, you know what I mean. And I haven't afforded people much grace navigating life like that, so it's something that you have to work out of yourself over time. And it comes with a lot of baggage. Like I tend to not let people freaking speak. I talk over people. I have to catch myself. And I'm really staunch in wanting to defend my position. But sometimes that's not the answer in a situation, especially if you're in a discussion or an argument with your significant other. You shouldn't be so like you're grasping onto your position as the end all be all correct answer.
Right.
I have to entertain their answer too. You know what I mean? I have to be able to like defend both or entertain both sides at least and want to see outside of myself. But it's so easy to get caught up on seeing inside yourself.
That's a great way to look at it, though, to really want to see the other person's point of view. That is something for me too, that if someone is doing that where they're always having to be right, whether that's a friend, family member, partner, I'm like, okay. No, because I may agree with you, but even if I agree with you and you're like, this is it because of what I said and I'm going to always teach you everything, I'm like, no thanks. Because sometimes I want to hang out and not have to solve the world's problems, or we can just say something and we don't have to, come to a consensus on that. It's cool.
Right now, there's a big thing, and like there's this weird like neo-masculinity movement happening online that's really harming a lot of children, like young males.
Okay.
And they proceed through life with this like logic is the only method of reasoning mindset, and it is really it discounts emotion entirely. Like, so there can be a logical answer to something, and should also be a component where you want to protect someone's emotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There can be like a factual, objective maybe answer to a situation, but if that person, you know what I mean, is really like in a place where they are emotionally not taken care of or they're emotionally being disrespected, that's an answer that we can proceed with too. We should be able to cater to both sides. And right now with a lot of men, I'm dissing my own kind right now, but like there's a huge movement online.
It's something to bring to light for sure.
Where you don't see those emotional perspectives in men, like they're discouraged from expressing and validating their emotions.
Yes. It's
They
weakness.
They think they're being weak. They think they're being
Feminine.
Yeah, feminine.
And then femininity is something that's wrong.
Genuinely, yeah. Or they think that they should stay to their role, their gender role. And I think that breaking that down, we don't have to gender emotion. That's insane.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We're going to go insane. Our brains will explode if we gender emotion, which is something we all inherently have. That's a huge thing for me. It's just allowing myself. It
really is. And being able to, like, you don't have to be right. And I think going off of what you say with this kind of trend we're seeing right now, even more so, is that you don't have to have the right answer. So I have learned to communicate this, honestly, especially with my male friends or my husband or my family members, that I don't need you to fix it. So I know my sisters and I have talked about this, that sometimes we are discussing and we are just, and I'm going to go off forever. And our husbands are, the men in our family are like, well, this and this, and we'll be like, hey, you don't need to fix anything.
Yeah.
Yes. Holy
Disclaimer,
crap.
you don't need to fix it. I'm just saying that, right?
Just putting it out there.
Or like, I know, and I think women learn this too, and it doesn't always come across, but I have found myself now saying more and more, I know the logical answer. This is what I feel about it.
Yes.
So sometimes when I'm expressing something or it's like maybe it seems it's so emotional or something, I say, hey, I know I'm gonna get to the thing, but right now I need to do this.
There can be two answers.
And both things are true.
You know what I mean?
Right? Both things are true. There is that logic side and there is that emotional side, and both things need the space.
Yes. I've seen like a bunch of memes where it's like me coming into my boyfriend, complaining to him about all my problems, and he hits me with the logistical answers that are right, and it's not what I want to hear.
It's not
that's
helpful.
very me. I'm like, He's like, well, have you ever this, and this? Have you thought about doing this?
I don't want your
I
answers.
don't know. Yes, I have thought about doing that. It's not what I want to hear.
Thank you. Also, stop.
Yeah.
I just want to be heard.
Yes. Well, great. Thank you for sharing those. Much appreciated. I think
so
there's
welcome.
so much that all of us can identify with, but also just it is important within your own relationships, whatever kind they are, to really identify what are those red, yellow, and green flags for you, and to trust yourself. I think one of the underlying themes I heard all of us talking about today is trust that. Trust that instinct, trust that initial thought and feeling towards a behavior, and find a way to address it. Right? And if it's a great thing, let your partner know, or let that friend or family member know, hey, thank you for that. Hey, I really like this thing. That's important too. I know we talk a lot about let people know when something is not right, but also let them know when it's right too.
Yeah.
And this is what
just
works
as
for me.
huge.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Trenton, Dustin, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you. It was so fun to go beyond the door with you. And everybody, thanks again. We'll see you next time. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic or sexual violence, we are here to help. Our services are free, confidential, and available to everyone. Call our 24/7 hotline at 361-881-8888 anytime, day or night. Stay safe.